In this video, I want to talk about users. I get a lot of questions about who should be accessing the website. And I've met a lot of student staffers who divide the work up in this way. They make a few editors who are in, they make a few editors in charge of posting all of the articles. And there's two reasons why I don't suggest this. First of all, if the editors post all of the articles, they may put the wrong name on the article. So their name might end up on an article that someone else wrote. I also don't suggest it because I don't think it helps students take ownership with the website. If the students are just writing articles for print and then someone else puts them online, what would their motivation be to do a good job of writing the story for the web or of adding additional features that are appropriate for the web? Every student, if they write for print and the web, those two submissions should be different. What they write for print should be different than what they write for the web. The web should have more lists, more links. It should be different. So just having an editor go grab the print story and making the editor the person who has to go in and add links and add bullet points, I think limits the buy-in that student staff have, and it's not helping the student staff learn how to write for the web. So I do suggest that each staff member have their own login. Now, you don't want to do that because they can publish anything they want, right? Well, that's what's great about WordPress. You can give every staff member a login, but you can limit what they can do. Let's pop over to the WordPress Codex and look at the summary of roles right here. So you can set students to have contributor status, and that means they can write and manage their own posts, but they can't publish them. So they're really just submitting posts to the WordPress system that someone else has to approve. So this is a really secure way of allowing all of your staff to have usernames and to post to the website, but not have that publishing access so that their posts always have to be reviewed. And then you can make some of the editors, like maybe the sports and news editors, can publish and manage their own posts and the posts of others. So they can go into the system and they can approve their desk's, staff's articles. And then you, of course, as the instructor, you'll be the administrator. You'll have full access to the site, so you can submit articles for full publishing. If you work in a school that has prior review, if a student submits articles as a contributor, they cannot publish them. You can go into WordPress and you can see them, and you can see a preview of them. So what you can do is preview these posts and like send a link to whoever's doing the prior review. So if you're worried about that, there is a way to deal with that here in WordPress. So let's go ahead and create a user. You can see I have just two users here. I'm going to click Add New User. I've gone to the dashboard, I've clicked in Users, and then I've clicked in Add New. I suggest for the username that you do something students can remember easily. This is the name that they'll have to use to log in to WordPress. So I usually do the first initial and the last name. And let's give them an email. I'll just use my email. And then first and last name. You don't need a website. Then you can create a password for them. You can click Send a Password to the new user. So in this case, Ben will get an email to this address with his username and password. I do suggest that you use real emails here that students can actually access. They'll need that email if they want to, if they forget their password and they want to reset it. And they'll also get information, updates to that email about what articles have been receiving posts or comments, etc. Notified when they'll be notified when their article goes live. So you want to use an email that the student actually uses and has access to. And then for role, I'm going to make them a contributor because I want them to be able to write the articles but not publish them. So let's click Add New User. And so what I want to do is real quick show you how Benjamin can log in. So I'm going to log out as me. And I'm going to log in as my fake user. And you'll see that as a contributor, this student has access to very little on the website. So they can post, but it won't be published. They can look at comments. They can look at any updates. I mean, there's not a whole lot. Here, they have access to their profile. So I do suggest that the student go in and write a profile, maybe a sentence or two. Research into credibility on the web indicates that audiences are more trusting of articles where biographical information is listed, where the reader can learn about the author and look at their credentials. So I definitely suggest that all of your staff members come into the profile section and add their profile. And then I want to show you, let's save this. They can change their password, so if they don't like the password you've made for them, they can change it. Now you as the administrator can change it back. And I want to show you what happens when they go to posts. So they can add new. And they don't have a publish button. They can choose a category, which is great because you don't want to have to be doing that. They can do tags. They can't upload media, but they can set a featured image. They can add tags. And so they'll just hit submit for review. And that's about all they can do. I'm going to log out and log back in as myself. And now when I come into my site, let me dismiss this, as the administrator, I can go to posts and I can see any post that a contributor has submitted has the word pending next to it. So I know that this needs to have some kind of action applied to it. So I can click on it, I can look at it, I can now add media if I would like. So if you want to have your photo editor set up so that they are an editor or an author, they can add media. And then I can publish this. And I mean, if I wanted to, if there's something wrong with it, I can make a note like, hey, then this is not going to work, you know, whatever. And I can save it as pending. I can preview it. So if I'm under prior review and I want to send this to an administrator, I can preview it. And then I can publish it if it's ready to go. So I hope that helps kind of clarify how you can limit student access to your site while at the same time letting all of the students have some ownership in the site. If you have any questions about users, feel free to send them my way.